When forming sentences, we always use one or both of these. In the previous video, we discussed these two briefly and focused on the dependent clause. In this video, we will further discuss the independent clause, what it is and what it is composed of. Before we begin, please be informed that what follows is a reused part, but it should not affect your learning time. Let's begin.
An independent clause is a grammatical term that refers to a group of words that can stand alone as a complete sentence. It expresses a complete thought and contains a subject and a predicate. To know if a clause is independent, here are its key indications. Number 1. Subject and predicate. An independent clause must have a subject, which is the part of the sentence that performs the action or is being talked about, and a predicate, the part that provides information about the subject or describes the action. The subject is usually a noun or a pronoun, and it often appears at the beginning of the sentence, and the predicate often appears after the subject, and it always includes a verb and any additional information. For example, Mary danced all night. In this example, Mary is the subject, the one being talked about in the sentence, and danced all night is the predicate, which tells about our subject Mary. Together, they form a complete thought. An independent clause must express a complete idea or thought that can stand on its own as a sentence. It should convey a clear meaning without requiring additional information. It does not leave us hanging with questions, unlike the dependent clause, which is often marked by subordinating conjunctions. Another example, the dog barked at the mailman. The dog here is our subject. It is a noun. Barked at the mailman is the predicate, and it contains our verb, which is an action verb, barked. And at the mailman is our prepositional phrase, which acts as additional information to the sentence. Another example, she enjoys reading books. She here is a pronoun, and it is our subject. Enjoys reading books is the predicate. Enjoys is the verb, and reading books is a gerund phrase, and it acts as additional information too. Both of these clauses are independent clauses, and they convey complete thoughts and can function as sentences on their own. The second indication of an independent clause is the punctuation. Independent clauses are usually punctuated by a period or a full stop or an exclamation point when they are used as separate sentences. They can also be connected with coordinating conjunctions such as and, but, or, for, and more. They can also be connected with subordinating conjunctions such as if, when, unless, because, and so on, to form compound or complex sentences. But even if we do not connect them to another independent clause or dependent clause, they can still stand on their own. However, let us have examples of independent clauses connected to an independent clause or dependent clause for you to see what they look like in such instances. For example, I like to swim and my sister enjoys playing tennis. In the compound sentence example here, the two independent clauses are joined by the coordinating conjunction and. Another example, John cooked dinner and Jane set the table. In this example, we also have two independent clauses joined by the coordinating conjunction and. Each independent clause has its own subject and predicate and can function as a separate sentence. John cooked dinner is one independent clause, and Jane set the table is the other. When combined with the coordinating conjunction and, they create a compound sentence. Now, let's have another example. We went for a walk when the rain stopped. In this example, we have one independent clause and one dependent clause. Their relationship is indicated by the subordinating conjunction when, which tells of the time they had to wait for them to go for a walk. The independent clause, we went for a walk, has a subject we and a predicate went for a walk. The dependent clause, on the other hand, also has a subject, which is the rain, and a predicate, which only consists of a verb, but it does not give a complete thought because it is marked by the subordinating conjunction when. So it is dependent on the independent clause to make a complete sentence. And if we separate them, only the independent clause makes a complete sentence, while the dependent clause does not. It is important to note that independent clauses can be used as standalone sentences without any conjunctions compared to these example sentences here. In such cases, they are usually separated by a period or full stop to create distinct sentences, sometimes an exclamation point, depending on the meaning we want to express. To summarize, an independent clause is a complete sentence that contains a subject and a predicate, and expresses a complete thought and can function on its own. Understanding independent clauses is important for constructing clear and coherent sentences. We're glad you reached this far. We're wishing you all the best in your grammar learning journey.